Hey, Michael Church, Crawl Space Ninja. We got a great video for you today. Crawl Space Humidity 101, your guide to moisture control. Stay tuned. So if you're new to Crawl Space Ninja, we talk about encapsulation and waterproofing, dehumidification, all to deal with your crawl space and basements. We hope you'll subscribe to our channel, ring that notification bell, and follow us on Facebook. So a lot of people don't understand that crawl space humidity is one of the worst things for your house. If your home is on a basement or a crawl space, the humidity really affects your indoor air quality. Dust mites can grow out of control, mold and wood rot fungus and different things can happen. And as a matter of fact, some viruses and germs and bacterias grow better in high humidity, and they also grow better in really low humidity. So what I want to talk about is how to control humidity if it's too high. By the way, if you have a low humidity problem, we've done a couple of videos about an ERV and an HRV and different things like that, and I'll put a link down to that below. We're not talking about too low a humidity because most of our viewers aren't concerned about really low humidity unless you live up in Wisconsin or Minnesota or something like that. So we're going to address high humidity problems today. The first thing everybody talks about is installing a proper crawl space vapor barrier. Now, most people don't know what a proper crawl space vapor barrier is. They'll just throw down plastic, or the builder will build the house and they'll have black plastic everywhere. It's called a loose laid vapor barrier. That is not what we call a proper crawl space vapor barrier. What we want to do is overlap and tape the seams. We want to make sure that the moisture from the ground has a really hard time making its way into the air. It will not completely stop the water from leaving the ground and evaporating into the air, but it certainly does slow it down long enough so that your dehumidifier can address the high humidity inside the crawl space. So proper vapor barrier installation is key. Make sure you mechanically attach it to the wall. Make sure you overlap and tape it. Make sure you even use some adhesives in some areas. If you've got wet foundation, you might want to put some butyl tape up or some caulking along the top of the vapor barrier to keep that moisture from escaping that plastic, from behind that plastic into the crawl space. The second thing you want to do is make sure before you put that vapor barrier in that you address flooding issues. If you have any kind of flooding around the door. As a matter of fact, we just did a great video about crawl space encapsulation. This person already had their crawl space installed. We came up with 6 reasons why they still have flooding. I'll put a link to that down below. But if you're having flooding issues, make sure you check around the door, make sure you put in your French drain and your sump pumps and things like that, and make sure all of that is addressed because you don't want flooding causing high humidity problems. The third thing that we have to do is seal the vents. I can't tell you how many times we have seen crawl space companies go in, plop down a dehumidifier, and not seal the vents. I know that seems like a dumb thing to say, but it happens. And if you don't seal the vents, then you are just dehumidifying your neighborhood. So make sure you seal those vents properly. And I'm not talking about shoving a piece of fiberglass in there or putting a piece of foam board like the Chapmans had done in their crawl space, where they just put a loose piece of foam board up and the wind actually knocked the foam board down. By the way, if you haven't seen that video, I'll put that one down below too. We use an R10 termite resistant foam board with a spray foam adhesive to seal them and insulate them properly. The last thing you want to make sure you do is install a great dehumidifier. April Air recently changed their dehumidifier line. They went from the 1800 series to the E series. Some of them actually are pulling more pints per day out of the air than they used to. Make sure you get a properly sized and installed April Air dehumidifier system so that way you can take that humidity out as it happens. So that is crawl space humidity control 101. Proper vapor barrier, making sure you're addressing flooding, making sure you're sealing the vents with ventilation. By the way, if you're new to Crawl Space Ninja, you may not have heard that you're supposed to dehumidify and ventilate. Another video down below. And then obviously install a properly sized dehumidifier. Hope that helps all of you out. Keep your crawl space dry, clean, and healthy and efficient. My name is Michael Church, Crawl Space Ninja. Make it a happy and blessed day, and we'll see you later.